Have you ever dreamt of vanishing without a trace? Well, for millions in North Korea, that dream is a terrifying reality. It's almost impossible to get out of the world's most closed-off country without risking punishment, even death. Today, we're going to learn a lot about the scary journey of North Koreans who have left their country. In this video, we'll find out about the heavily guarded borders and the horrific ways the regime treats its people. Let's begin. Over the course of many generations, the Kim family and their supporters have established a highly authoritarian government, which has been in power for a significant period of time. Due to their tight control over the nation and its people, North Koreans have limited exposure to the outside world. As a result, they face various challenges such as widespread malnutrition and severe restrictions on freedom of expression. North Korea has been recognized for its regime that keeps things under wraps, exerting strict control over its people and keeping itself separate from the rest of the world. Despite its well-known reputation, there have been individuals who have tried to leave this isolated country in search of freedom and a better life. Throughout the years, many individuals from North Korea have bravely attempted to leave the country, facing great danger. However, the government has implemented more advanced measures to prevent defections, making it extremely challenging for anyone to successfully escape. Even with such strict control, a number of North Koreans still make the decision to leave their country. Perhaps they enjoy watching a South Korean show that has been discreetly brought into the DPRK on a thumb drive. Perhaps, exhausted and famished, they learn about the potential for better economic prospects across the border. No matter the reasons, escaping North Korea is a challenging journey. Here's why defecting from this nation can be challenging and risky. Restricting defections. In the early years of North Korea, defections were not as closely monitored or punished as they are now. After World War II, the division of the Korean peninsula caused political instability, prompting many people to seek refuge across the border in search of freedom and economic prosperity. At that time, North Korea had more lenient borders, allowing some individuals to defect more easily. As the regime strengthened its script and exerted strict control over its people, defections emerged as a major threat to its authority. Why were defectors such a problem for the North Korean government? As more people started defecting, the North Korean government made stronger attempts to stop its citizens from escaping. This involved the implementation of comprehensive surveillance systems along the border, the construction of barbed wire fences, and the deployment of armed guards to patrol sensitive areas. What lengths would they go to in order to keep their people trapped? In addition, severe consequences were enforced for individuals who were caught trying to defect, as well as for their families. Penalties for defection can be severe, including imprisonment in labor camps or even execution. This creates a climate of fear and serves as a deterrent for potential defectors. In addition, the regime initiated propaganda campaigns to vilify defectors and depict them as betrayers of the state. This made people even less likely to try to escape and led to even stricter rules on defections. In examining the evolution of defection policies in North Korea, it becomes evident that the regime prioritizes maintaining control and suppressing dissent, even if it means disregarding basic human rights and freedoms. Despite the risks involved, some people still choose to defy the oppressive regime and seek a better life. Can anyone truly escape North Korea, or is freedom just a deadly mirage? Get your minds prepared, the next isn't any better. Anyone who is caught faces harsh punishment. For those considering defection, the fear of getting caught is undoubtedly a significant concern. In 2018, Scott Kim, a defector, shared with Business Insider that he and his mother were sent back to North Korea by China after living as undocumented workers for approximately 1 year. Kim was taken to a detention center where he was placed in a crowded cell with 20 other detainees and only one toilet. They endured frequent physical abuse and were constantly made to crawl instead of walk. However, it was surprisingly easy for Kim to convince the guards that he was a teenager, allowing him to gain access to a medical facility. Had they been aware of his true age, Kim might have been sent to a labor camp. In the end, he ended up there anyway after a second attempt to escape. What horrors awaited him behind those prison walls? We will find out. Kim was sent to a facility for political prisoners after being caught for the third time. These prison camps are known for their harsh conditions, where detainees endure long sentences and are subjected to various forms of abuse, including torture, starvation, sexual assault, and forced labor. Other individuals who try to escape may be subjected to more severe consequences. In an interview with ABC News, An Chan-il, a defector and former North Korean border guard, recounted a tragic incident where he witnessed a fellow soldier being fatally shot during an escape attempt. An took the man's badge, which he carried with him during his successful escape through the DMZ. An expressed his hope that a part of the man would reach the south. For people who got to escape without getting caught, how did they do it? Is there a secret formula, a hidden escape route, or can we simply assume it is simply a roll of dice with death? Prepare to be shocked by the next challenge faced by defectors. Female defectors might be trafficked. Female defectors face significant challenges due to their lack of travel documents and limited financial resources, which puts them in a particularly vulnerable position. In an interview with the BBC, Mira explained that despite her privileged background, she lacked the necessary funds to pay a broker in full at the beginning. Instead, she agreed to work off her debt, hoping to secure a job at a restaurant. Instead, she found herself in an apartment where she was coerced into engaging in explicit activities on camera. Mira, along with 8 other women, was confined to the apartment and only permitted brief, closely monitored outings. She and another woman, Ji Yun, never received their earnings and eventually escaped with the assistance of a compassionate webcam client and a South Korean pastor, who is known for aiding defectors. They must have been truly happy, but can they ever truly find freedom? Or are they simply trapped in a different kind of prison? It's widely acknowledged that North Korea is among the countries with the highest rates of human trafficking. Unfortunately, women and children are often the victims of sex trafficking within the country. Female students and workers in China may face pressure to engage in sexual acts with authority figures, and if they try to leave, they could experience similar mistreatment. In addition to webcam work, individuals might be forced into working at brothels or forced into marriages with men. These women often face challenges when it comes to traveling officially through China and may risk being returned to North Korea if caught. As a result, they find themselves trapped in exploitative and harmful situations. This is so sad, but the next is surely more depressing than this. Border guards are allegedly ordered to shoot on sight. Although a few defectors have managed to successfully cross the border without being detected, the implementation of heightened patrols in recent years has significantly increased the difficulty of accomplishing such a task. Furthermore, it's important to note that the individuals attempting to escape the DPRK face the risk of being apprehended, subjected to harsh treatment, and subsequently sent to labor camps for grueling work. They could be shot without much warning. The issue gained global attention when a photo of a poster that reportedly stated that anyone entering North Korean territory through its northern border would be immediately shot was shared. The letter has caused concern among various watchdogs, including the United Nations. However, it remains unclear whether North Korean officials have confirmed the authenticity of these orders. However, according to several defectors, they have reported being shot at by the guards at both borders. In November 2017, video footage captured Oh Chung-sung's daring defection across the DMZ, where he was seen running amidst a hail of gunfire. Despite being struck multiple times, Oh miraculously survived and expressed no resentment toward his comrades, as he shared with NBC News. Oh suggests that if he was still a guard and experiencing similar levels of pressure, he would have also considered resorting to using a firearm. The soldiers must also have been under some sort of pressure to do such. What if it was someone they knew? The next challenge is the most devastating. Chinese authorities may return defectors. In 2021, China started repatriating North Koreans who were detained during COVID-19 border lockdowns. According to Human Rights Watch, at least 1,170 North Korean defectors were held as of July 2021. Lee Seong-min, a defector, revealed in 2017 that China had been pressuring embassies in Beijing to reject North Koreans for several years. Chinese officials were concerned about escalating tensions with the DPRK if they allowed defectors to pass through the country. While organizations like Human Rights Watch argue that defectors are refugees escaping an oppressive regime, China disagrees. Instead, China considers them economic migrants who should be apprehended and sent back to the DPRK. However, sending escapees back to North Korea exposes them to imprisonment in camps that can be described as forms of torture. This raises concerns that China may be violating the United Nations Convention Against Torture and other international refugee agreements. They probably don't want to get in trouble with North Korea. What are your thoughts on this? Can they really outsmart their government? What do you think about these challenges? Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this video for more. You don't want to miss out on what we have for you next.